Captain Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
I thought I was going to wake up and see some of these LA content creators covering this topic, but they still talking about what's going on in the streets, who in jail, who covering what. It don't even matter. None of that even matter, man. Everybody that's on the internet talk about the same stuff, do the same style of content, except a few. So people up here still talking about BS, man. Let's get to the real stuff, man. Nobody care about who talking about this and man, get on some real stuff, man. Get on your people, man. Man, that's one thing about us, man. We be player hating on the next so bad it's sickening, man, to see how much player hating going on amongst each other, man. Quit worrying about what the next person is doing and worry about what you doing, man. Everybody on here worrying about what the next man doing, what the next man saying. So what? You do your stuff the right way. Who care about what the next person doing? Now, they say Nolan Wells made it off the island. They said he made it off the island. He was alive. He got unalive at that pool party. And we all seen what happened at that pool party. We seen Nolan Wells and his friends getting into an altercation. They had a back and forth going on. So let's go over here and check this out and see what's going on with this Nolan Wells. We ain't backing up off this. I told y'all we gonna stay on. This the content they don't want me to post on here. This the content they not letting go nowhere, so I'm gonna need y'all to share the video. They don't want this to get out. They want me to talk about Ann Hefe, Whack 100, 600, Big U, what's the other, Loose Cat. They want me to, No Jumper. They want me to talk about all that BS, but when you talk about some real stuff, they don't want this to go. So I'm gonna need y'all help with y'all sharing this video, man. Let's get to it, man.
The body of 18-year-old black teen Nolan Xavier Wells has been found. His white friends who were with him on the trip have already hired lawyers. Wells vanished July 4 during a 4th of July boat outing to Horn Island, Mississippi, about 10 miles off the Gulf Coast. A park ranger found him in the water near the northwest end on July 6th. His phone was not with him. It was in his father's possession. The island has no cell coverage and is only accessible by private boat. Search teams, including the Cajun Navy, scoured land and sea since his disappearance. Authorities have not said how many people were on the boat or who made the missing person report. But online video suggests a possible altercation before the friends left Wells behind. One friend is the child of a judge, and all of them quickly retained lawyers. Wells was reportedly heading to meet a girl, but instead his friends took another boat and departed without him. Why did his phone return, but he did not? Why the immediate legal protection? The family and activists are furious, comparing this to other cases where black victims were dismissed as accidents. Officials are awaiting DNA confirmation, though the family says they have identified him. What do you think?
Wait a minute. Unless Nolan Wells can be in two places at the same time, this new information just don't make no sense, and it cracks this case wide open.
There you go right there. Y'all see the circle around him. There you go right there. I guess this is the pool party they was at.
As reported in our previous video, 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells disappeared after traveling with a group of friends to Horn Island, Mississippi, during the 4th of July weekend. The people he traveled with eventually returned to the mainland, but Nolan did not return with them. His disappearance triggered a desperate search involving his family, law enforcement, the Coast Guard, and members of the community. Nolan was later found the island, leaving his parents heartbroken and demanding a clear explanation of what happened during his final hours.
Let me get this straight. Nolan's mother had to track down his phone in order to get it back. They had to beg and plead for Nolan's car keys. When they received the phone, they noticed messages were deleted, Snapchat videos were deleted, and then his body magically showed up a day after. The day after, his family went to that same location. And you want me to believe there was no foul play, especially when I'm seeing.
So y'all wondering how the mother got the phone? She tracked it down with the tracker that's on your phone and have a tracker show your whereabouts. If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't have gave that phone up. They still had the phone. They didn't delete the message, throw the phone away. They still had the phone.
A pattern of evidence being tampered with.
In this video, we will show messages of Nolan's friend who claimed he left the island alive and went to a pool party with his friends, which was where he was. Letter from Nolan's friend's stepmother, video of a judge who does not support what the stepmom did, and other incriminating evidence. At first, the story appeared to be that Nolan had voluntarily remained on the island and planned to return later with another group. However, since our previous video, several new claims, statements, and alleged pieces of evidence have emerged. There is a video in which Nolan appears to be asking someone to return his phone. There are questions about who had possession of his phone and keys after he disappeared. There is a picture that shows Nolan in a pool with his friends the day after he died, and also statement from an eyewitness that broke everything open after. This made people believe that Nolan was killed at one of his friend's house and then dropped back on the island to cover up the murder.
Are you guys hearing these latest updates coming out about Nolan Wells? So allegedly, Nolan did leave the island.
How true are these allegations?
Uh-oh, we getting somewhere now. Yeah, we getting somewhere now. Now, like I said in a couple of videos, we don't know who did what yet. So we can't pinpoint and say somebody did this, even though people have their opinion. I have my opinion on what I think happened, but that don't matter. What I think don't matter. What everybody else covering this think don't matter. They still got to do the investigation and find out what happened. This gonna be a twist. It's gonna be some twists and turns in this, and we gonna be here when all this stuff is uncovered. Let's get back to it.
The families of some of Nolan's friends have strongly denied that their children had anything to do with his death. They say the internet is connecting unrelated events and accusing young people without knowing the full story. However, as more people speak publicly and different versions of the timeline begin to overlap, the case has only become more confusing.
Warren's stepmama broke the law when she put out her statement earlier this week.
Did Nolan truly remain on Horn Island, or did he return to the mainland with the others? Why was he reportedly asking someone for his phone? Who brought his phone and keys back without him? Why would Nolan's friend mom, who is a sitting judge, rush to talking about certain things online? The official investigation has not confirmed many of the claims now circulating online. The new information has caused many people to question whether the original version of events tells the complete story. What really happened during Nolan Wells's final hours? Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes.
All right, it's about to get good, man. That was the introduction. This gonna be I'm gonna stick here for a while. This ain't gonna be your typical 15-minute video that I normally do. So I'm gonna need all you guys to hang around so we can see the latest update on this Nolan Wells situation, man. Because this could be any one of our kids, man, especially one of our kids that play football and sports. It kind of remind you of that, especially when you see these youngsters, man, and you go to your kids' football games, anything like that, you see these same, these type of guys, man, these kids, man, on the football field. So it kind of remind you of that. That's why this stuff is sticking to a lot of people. People want to know what happened, man. Let's go.
Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. The latest wave of questions began
Give me my effing phone. Here's the audio, I believe. Let's go. Let's check out this audio.
The video showing Nolan apparently asking another person for his phone. The full circumstance.
I heard what he said. Give me my effing phone. I got on headphones so I can hear it clear. A lot of y'all might not be able to hear it playing it back through y'all computer, but if you put on some headphones, you can clearly hear it. Somebody, which is they saying is Nolan Wells, saying, give me my effing phone.
Circumstances surrounding the recording have not been publicly established. For Nolan's family, the question is not simply why he did not return from Horn Island. They also want to understand why some of his personal belongings reportedly returned to the mainland without him. If Nolan planned to remain on the island and travel home with another group, why would he have been separated from his phone and keys? Who possessed those items, and when were they returned to his family? Those questions became even more significant as relatives of people connected to the trip began releasing public statements. Some families said their children were being unfairly blamed and harassed online. They insisted that the young people involved cared about Nolan and had cooperated with the authorities. Among the most widely discussed statements was one released by Judge Ashley Cole, the stepmother of Warren Hudson, one of the individuals connected to the boating trip. Ashley had deactivated her social media account as public attention surrounding the case intensified. That decision itself led to speculation, with some people questioning why she had suddenly disappeared from social media during such a sensitive investigation. Ashley later issued a detailed statement explaining why she removed her account and presenting her family's version of Nolan's final known movements. She began by expressing sympathy for Nolan's family and said her household was also grieving his death. She wrote, Our family, along with the community, grieves the loss of Nolan Wells. Our thoughts and prayers are with Nolan's family. Our son, Warren, loved Nolan dearly. Unfortunately, I feel that it is appropriate to dispel some rumors with facts based upon the social media attention that is being diverted away from the Wells family and their loss. She continued, "Yes, I deactivated my Facebook. Given the very heightened emotional state of social media right now, my husband and I have 6 children and we covet their privacy. We do not believe it is appropriate for our photographs to be circulated throughout the internet, presenting potential."
I agree with that too. I agree with that. I look at it both ways, because if these guys didn't do nothing, then a lot of people that's on the internet saying that they did something, that's gonna look crazy, man. And you might get a defamation of character. All type of stuff might come out about this, because his mother's a judge. You can best believe they looking at all this stuff that's on here. But if they did do it, everything is going to come out. She protecting her family and her son right now. I'm pretty sure if her kid or the other kid's parents asked their kid what really happened, I'm pretty sure they told their parents what happened.
My husband and I were not at Horn Island at any point on 4th of July, she wrote. She wrote, "No one in our family is trying in any way to impede with the investigation by law enforcement or to otherwise hamper the family and law enforcement's quest for answers." Warren was interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and cooperated fully. He saw Nolan last at around 3 p.m. on July 4th. They left around 4:30 p.m. when the boat was taking on water and they had an issue with the bilge pump. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island and return inland later with another group of friends. "Yes, I am a judge. I also value transparency. I apologize if anyone was offended that I deleted my social media. There were no nefarious motivations in my deleting my social media. Social media has a lot of positives, but a whole lot of negatives. We live in a world of clickbaiting. Sad, but true." She concluded by expressing hope that her statement would redirect attention away from rumors involving her household and back toward Nolan's family and their grief.
Warren's stepmama broke the law when she put out her statement earlier this week. For those of you who've been following me all week, you remember this statement. If I'm not mistaken, I think it came out on a Tuesday. I didn't want to read
On a Tuesday? What's a Tuesday?
the whole thing. I'm not going to read the whole thing again because it's a lot of like pointing fingers and blaming and making excuses for deleting Instagram pages. Y'all can pause it and read it if you want. I highlighted some key events about her putting out an alibi for her son, Warren, and pointing the fingers at other people. And I also said that she is poisoning the potential jury pool.
But the case...
Well, she possibly I'm over the place. She could possibly be pointing out other people because her child probably told her what really happened. I'm pretty sure she knows what happened. And before they get her son, she gonna let it be known what happened.
The case became more complicated when a new allegation emerged involving a photograph that may show Nolan at a pool party after the time he was supposedly left on the island.
Hello. Now we getting somewhere. They said he didn't make it on the boat, right? He was left behind. This is what they were saying. Now they got a photo with him at a pool party, which looked like there's some adults in the pool. I know this dude over here. Let me point over here, man. This dude right here look like he's well over a teenage age. I could be wrong. He look like he about 25 years old in the pool with these kids, man. What is going on here? All right, let's get back to this, man.
Wait a minute. Unless Nolan Wells can be in two places at the same time, this new information just don't make no sense, and it cracks this case wide open. This is the place that Nolan Wells allegedly was unalived at, not the island. This
There we go. Now we getting somewhere, man.
is on land. I'm going to explain. Listen to this whole video because this new information gets crazy. Now, as we know, Nolan Wells missing after kicking it with his friends. Here are some of their names: Jax, Wyatt, Warren, Morgan. We're going to focus on Wyatt right now. Now, new witnesses are alleging that this is a pool party that was at Evan's house, one of his friends, Nolan's friends, after the 4th of July kick it when they were all on the island. And remember when all the guys were deleting their social media and scrubbing it or whatever?
This is why, because this picture, this photo, and all the rest of the evidence points back to them leaving the island.
Guess where this picture comes from? Evan's Instagram page. This was posted after the island incident. And another thing that this confirms, if true, is remember that Nolan's dad said they searched the island and they didn't see anybody, and then a day or two later, a body came out of nowhere.
And it wasn't in the deep end. It was right by the shore.
This person is also saying this is why. They jumped Nolan, allegedly, according to this person, they jumped Nolan at this party. Wyatt and Nolan have been getting into it the whole day. Allegedly, they were drinking and they were supposedly, the other guys were on some stuff and they hit Nolan with a pole or something and jumped him, unalived him. So they saying after that, Nolan's body was stored in the boat, which is why, that would explain why they were cleaning the boat. An eyewitness saw them cleaning the boat at 3.
Oh, man, they done. Oh, they done. An eyewitness seen them cleaning the boat. I told y'all we was going to get to the bottom of this, and these LA dudes still, Ant Hefe, Whack 100, Project Bo, ODM Slim. Man, nobody want to hear about that right now, man. The first video y'all should be doing when y'all get up and do this stuff is something like this here, man.
A.M. in the morning at the judge's house, even though the boat owner lived somewhere else. And of course, that would also explain.
Wait. They was cleaning the boat. Where? Hold up, man. Let's go right here.
Have been getting into it the whole day. Allegedly, they were drinking and they were supposedly, the other guys were on some stuff and they hit Nolan with a pole or something and jumped him, unalived him. So they saying after that, Nolan's body was stored in the boat, which is why, that would explain why they were cleaning the boat. An eyewitness saw them cleaning the boat at 3 a.m. in the morning at the judge's house, even though the boat.
At the judge's house. They was cleaning the boat at the judge's house, which is the dude who mama was just on there, the lone message before this part came on. This is why she deactivated her Facebook page.
Owner lived somewhere else. And of course, that would also explain why there was no body when the dad went, Nolan's dad. But then on that Monday, the body showed up days later, which could have been somebody dropping the body off and they were trying to make it look like something happened on the island to throw off what happened actually on land. And I don't like it. Allegedly, what if I told you?
Now, the only reason I'm posting this is because Ben Crump has now posted it. There is some speculation that Nolan Wells actually made it back to shore.
The claim is that the photograph was taken after the friends said Nolan had remained behind on Horn Island. That photograph has not been publicly authenticated by law enforcement. Another major point was the issue of some of the boys washing the boat after it got inland.
Okay, now this raises some alarms. I don't know if this is true, but I've just read that they saw these boys cleaning the boat at 3 a.m. in front of the judge's house. And from my knowledge, the judge's son was not the boat owner. So now why did you bring the boat to the judge's house and why are you cleaning it at 3 a.m. when y'all got back at 4? Now we have some questions. If this is true, now we need to start sounding the alarms. Because what's going on? And we've been new to cops not talking to him and all that. But the boat cleaning at 3 a.m. in front of the judge's house? Magnifying glass. Let's look into this.
This is just like hearsay that the boat was owned by this dude Wyatt. But when the boat got brought back, it was parked at Warren's house, which is his mom is the judge or whatever. And somebody said they drove by like later that night and like they were cleaning out the boat. Like,
Who was that somebody they need to come for? Did the police do an investigation on that person that said they seen the boat getting washed out at 3 a.m. in the morning?
it was like dark night, not like regular time when you would clean out a boat. It was like later at night. And then
The situation became even more serious when a young woman identified online as Alasia Spencer began speaking about Nolan's final hours.
Shit, and I've already been attacked because what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
So Alexis, have you gone to the police department and shown them how they were 100% set up and we can just close the case right now?
Everybody that has there and has proof.
Y'all, hold on. In high school.
Yes, he went to the high school.
The same school
It was Wyatt's boat, and he went to Biloxi.
He went to a different high school.
Yes, he went to the high school that I went to.
Wyatt is who Nola been getting into it. Well, we gonna stop it right here. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this, man. I'm gonna do a part 2, and I'm gonna do a part 3. I'm gonna be on this all day. I don't even care about the views on this. I'm gonna do this all day. So they gonna, if y'all don't want to see this, go watch the stuff that y'all the gangbanger stuff. That we ain't doing that today, man. We're gonna finish this today. We're gonna do a part 2. So part 2 will be dropping no sooner after this. I'm dropping them back to back to back today. So be prepared to watch part 2. Everybody put their stuff on notifications so when the video drop, y'all get it. We're going to do a part 2 to this, man. Subscribe to the channel. It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. I'm going to catch y'all on the continuation of this video right here, man. I'm gone.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Compton Rick Rock TV. Also, hit that notification bell and catch every video when I drop it.